1.
Ladies and gentlemen, Train, the name of the game for ENCE. They pick it up with Alu's clutch to finalize things, Launders. It was their map choice, they win it, and I don't think that's the surprise. The surprise is the fact that we have Bravado here in the finals with them. And as we move over onto Inferno, how much do you think those odds increase of them picking up a map?
I think they're the same. I think they'll play well, but there were worries on Train. They won 4 eco rounds. That's 4, yeah. They got no pistols. There's a lot of things counting against them, but there were reasons that you could see them being able to win rifles. It's like weird. It's like they should have won more rifle rounds, right?
What's wild is like the most convincing rounds they had were the times they were picking up eco wins. Whereas in their rifle rounds, they were consistently making these kinds of 2 versus 2, 3v3 mid-round moments.
Right.
And that's great and all, but you need to be able to kind of push that over the line.
Yeah.
And that's something that ENCE definitely did. They pushed them all around the map.
Yeah, I did feel like when I was watching the ecos, they did look like one-offs. They got a very lucky opening kill, and then all of these other kills just fell into place. It wasn't like, it wasn't like ENCE made really bad decisions that got them ecoed. So I wonder how much was just luck on the part of Bravado, or if it was a confidence and mentality thing where they couldn't get in the zone when they had full rifles, or they got a bit too nervous to make the moves that they knew they were supposed to make. But hopefully, if there was any of that, any lingering kind of fear, that's gone. They could shake it off, move on to Inferno, play a fresh game. It's not going to be the best map ever for Bravado to go up against ENCE on, but I'm sure they, can show their best face and really make a statement here in the finals, because they got all the way here. You're too far along to be like, okay, well, we did enough. They can actually win a tournament. It would be insane if they just even won a tournament. People are already lauding their performances in the groups, just winning 1 or 2 matches.
Again, North American qualified teams have never won a DreamHack Open. This is the first time that a team from the very open stage of the qualifier, I mean, from the open stage of a DreamHack qualifier to the goddamn grand finals, Launders.
They got OT'd by Can't Win a LAN and then came here.
They finally lose a map. First map loss was just now on Train.
Damn, that's a pretty daunting stat line.
So
it's got to shake you up.
Let's go.
Let's get into it.
Aerial set up into the apartment. He does have Sergey just beside him, and that's it. The CZ goes dry, but luckily there's another teammate. Alu bails him out of trouble, and Alexi pries down Banana, taking a lot of damage in return, but hello.
He just got them both. Oh my god. Okay.
The quick 2-tap dirt naps.
Yeah.
And they're done for.
Yeah, they take those all day long.
That is 3 pistols for 3 in this series.
Right, yeah, that's another thing. That's tough. It was a good hall setup. They called out everything, right? They were aggressive on Banana, and they had the hall setup, so they stopped the execute before it could occur. Might have been a B fake into a halls pop. We didn't know that would happen. We didn't know that would happen. By the way, that ENCE shut it down so early. So as RNG as pistols can be, they had a really nice setup to play in response to Bravado's strategy. Now Ariel's crack spotting with the HE grenade. JT flies right by just to bait it out, and Sergey is there to clean up the mess. In and out. Four players at the bottom of mid, susceptible to grenades, to spam. And all the rest. Some damage dealt by the UMP. Reload is out. Ooh. Could be Farm City, but no, Fady is looking quite gifted with that Glock.
Yeah, Molotov denies any further of a run. Makes them redirect towards A, where further damage is dealt, and they fall for the bait. They walk right into Ariel, who took an opportune moment to push on up. Just milks the cash cow, and has himself 3 with that SMG.
They're not wasting any time in trading for map control. It's an eco round, but they're like, hey, we just spotted so many people here, let's push out. I like the aggression. Keep it up as long as it works, and then, by that time, you probably have a strong lead. And when Bravado figure out what you're doing, then you can start to show them the depth of your playbook and maybe be forced into different kinds of CT setups, forced into passive setups, forced to go for the deal with post plants. But now, here we are into the first rifle round. What is the tempo for ENCE? They're looking for anybody to come out into Banana. They seek him out, they don't find him, but they do have Banana to show for it, even if they don't get a kill. So some good damage dealt back by Bravado. It's not a total loss for them, but they've now got to deal with this threat. I definitely would like to see how they go about it. Smoke to the half wall. 2 players push out, so they've got each other's backs at the moment, and they have a rotate in just in case those kills don't go their way.
Charging through the smoke is going to get punished hard.
Fully shut down. And the re-smoke there from the player in the back. He can move all the way around. And they know that somebody else threw that smoke, most likely, because they both got shot down immediately before.
So they're going to try to pry into the A site while they can. Again, knowing numbers were behind them. Unfortunately, ENCE wastes not a moment in this rotation, and Alexi's already thrown himself to the library. Bravado being read like a book. Will just still maintain their brackets control, but not move any further.
Not much to do here. I feel like there was an opportunity to strike. They were already down 3v5. They maybe should have just jumped on that A hit as soon as possible, but they weren't properly prepared to do that right away, and now the CTs are quite comfortable. Aerial sits atop the bicycle. You can see over the top of his own smoke, and Alu is here to engage with a crossfire once the bullets start ringing off.
Molly down. Confirms that Sonic's up in the apps. He has taken an angle over the top of the ledge. So that could give him a decent sight line, but no, it's the wide swing from Alu that seems to do most damage. 6 seconds for Elusive, and he charges the site. Can't clear things fast enough. No plant either.
Yeah, it was a good attempt. It was just a little bit basic to me where it's like, okay, wait, and then go into a lane hit, but it's 5 players for ENCE. They don't have to really move at all. If you are 3v4 and you traded for map control, it didn't go your way, then maybe you have to wait to try to get a rotation back or maybe scare them into gamble stacking, but they stood in the same spots for the last 40 seconds, so nothing special there from Bravado. They give it a shot at A. They try to just kill the 2 players who are sitting there, but Aerial in such a good spot, teammate on full alert, and now Bravado are back on pistols. Once again, start looking like they had on Train.
I think it'd be easier to use these pistols on Inferno as well. Train eco's not always that likely.
Look at this, he still held on to the MP5 even through that last eco, so.
Confident.
Yeah.
Let's go. Big pop out from the apps. They're just gonna funnel straight into Aerial. He takes that borrowed AK and, well, puts lead down range. Sergey? Oh my God.
Wow.
Quick fingers, snaps down and does drop Elusive. Denies anything further than that one entry. If they catch Sergey, then you can see this A site's open for the taking. They've got the bomb plant with it, and you can argue successful endeavor. The swap pistol confirms he's up there.
Yeah, probably worth making noise for.
Alu will go get him, and that's ENCE with 4 rounds straight.
Yeah, they managed no kills. They get the 1 in pit, but that's after that. That's also pretty easy cleanup. Good pit hold. That's going to be their first threat here on A. Definitely the most important part, but ENCE look good on Banana. I like that they're going down all the way to the bottom of it with the 2 players. They have a lot of support in their way as well. So what did Bravado do? Do they want to go out early to Banana? Again, normally, even though teams smoke deep, they'll have, top teams will have someone jump out, play close right. JT might be that man today. Actually leads with a Molotov. I think ENCE don't want to waste too much utility, knowing that this might be on Bravado's menu. They throw that late trap of Molotovs, force some smoke reactions, get information on 2 players. Can't complete the spray, however.
Ooh, but X7 can. Nails the headshot into Fady mid-spray. That's important, because Fady was just looking to take a couple bits of damage and find a frag in return. But the price of life, too much to handle. 4v3. You can see Bravado trying to adapt to the situation, rotating slightly to the bottom of Banana. There's still utility to dodge here. Plenty of time to do so, but even the A players for ENCE are shuffling around. Going to take up a more anchored position inside of pit. Sure, that opens up Arch, but it allows for ENCE to stay in a 2v2 committed position. Frag down at the feet of the bomb carrier. Going to soften him up slightly, but now it's been thrown in the open, and that confirms things. So ENCE are going to fully rotate over, and a committed spray down from X7. He picks up 4 kills in this gun round, nearly doing it all on his own, but it's Alu to seal the deal, and ENCE to rob a 5th.
Yeah, they give it their best shot. They get all the way to the top of Banana, but not at the cost of, at the cost of 2 people. So, X7 cleaning up the slack here. JT getting the initial kill, which is nice. That does open doors, but that wasn't the last threat. X7 from the back of the site maintained, got 4 in total, and then Alu just comes out with an easy op shot. Tough round for Bravado. Honestly, not seeing a lot of ways that they can really crack open this B defense easily, but maybe they were close. If X7 goes 1 for 1, then we have a different round. That probably comes down to a post-plant situation, and that's a whole lot better. So at least they can say they made more progress than they did previously. That's step 1. It's just that you don't have that much time to level up during the game. You've got to be able to put rounds on the board just because this is the finals. This isn't practice time, right? We're talking about practice.
But speaking of practice, that's something Bravado have to keep in their minds. They allotted their Mountain Dew League loss to the fact that they went in with a do-or-die mentality, and they kind of, spooked themselves. They mentioned here as well, coming into this game, the interview, you've got to stay focused, got to play it like any other day, but tell me the pressure's not on for a guy like Alexi. He's just pinned into the corner, and Fade's going to charge straight in. Allows for Sergey to blindside him, but no follow-up kill or trade. However, it's through the smoke that Sergey nabs another.
Yeah, Detrony kind of asked for that, right? Like, he's just spamming back and hoping that he gets a kill. And they might have rushed the situation, but there's Sonic on the other side of the map doing what ENCE did really well on Train, where they worked on map control in one spot, but didn't use all 5 players. Instead, had other options. Now Ariel can have his back against the wall, delivers 2 kills, easily done, and JT, who's already been spammed down to red health, has to take on 3.
Yeah, never a fun endeavor. Solid hold there from ENCE. Good job, the reposition, the off angle, like he knew he was being enveloped by Bravado. And props to Sonic for finding that opening on Arch,
Definitely,
right? Wins
yeah.
the duel, creates the space, creates the opportunity, but it's X7 with that shutdown.
Yeah, they definitely created the space. I like that Bravado gave Banana a new look this time. They went faster, and they decided to run through the grenades. Last time they saw that it was kind of a trap from ENCE, where they delayed and waited for Bravado to take things slow and meticulously, and because they didn't give them that, they said, okay, well, let's try to skip it. Let's go one play deeper, and now we can see how Banana has started to develop meta-wise for these 2 teams. But we're back on the eco, so we're going to have to pause some of the deeper strategical conversations. Alexi sees the smoke cascading over the site. Teammate blind, and that's X7, the threat from last round. Teammates hurt, but they still got the kill.
Great flashbang there on the push. Alexi challenged and still up. I mean, wow. He manages to survive that onslaught with 4 HP, and by the time that they go for the repeat, Sergey's here to replace him. Sergey 11-0 now.
Nuts, yeah, crazy. I mean, it would make sense. It would be canon to his career to finish the final and just have such a fantastic performance to boot, right? But here's the cleanup crew. Alexi looks so good here. You can't blame them for trading or trying to trade. They were all in proper spots. The spacing was perfect. They died right on top of the last person. It's just that they couldn't get the damage in, and he obviously had the better gun and armor.
That Banana pressure constant. They've got X7 pinned into the corner again, but the flash is the other way.
Oh my god.
It's a multi-spray, and it's all too easy for X7.
That's the trap that they wanted to set. I actually like that Bravado went up quickly. This time, all 3 players eating a flash, though, is where it ends. If they had gotten that kill before the flash went over, then maybe we're talking. Yeah. But X7 had the sandbags to work with. He was ready for something like that to happen. That's tough.
Big individual plays coming out versus the ecos, but now versus the gun round. I mean, same net result.
Yeah, it's true.
And same attempt. Again, consistent in Banana control. Bravado not wanting to give it away for free, because I feel like that committed position behind sandbags, that's so tempting. It's such a tempting kill to try and
you
chase.
Can't run.
Exactly.
It's like,
you
I
are
can
in this
close
corner.
You off.
And I've seen Bravado use great utility versus complexity to clear that, banking frag grenades multiple times off the wall. They'll commit to that kill. They love it. But this time, utterly denied. Even Alu, as he burns to a crisp, has managed himself 1 kill, and the bomb's denied once more. This is an 8-0 start that has seemed to come from nowhere.
Yeah, it's been fast rounds. And again, thought process looks fine to me. I like, where Bravado's coming from. It's just they're getting pushed to their limits, not only tactically, but mechanically. If you see these huge individual plays coming out from ENCE, which is kind of the final boss for Bravado, I feel like maybe the best team individually speaking at the event. G2, I guess, but they're more top heavy, right? Like ENCE, it's hard to find a player who doesn't deliver. So, what happens now? Bravado smoked the half wall early on. They don't have a smoke to the bottom of Banana, but it is an eco one more time. So they're definitely going to save some stuff, and instead, after this, are turning their attention back towards bracket.
Not the kill, but at least the damage. Alu sends the warning shot downrange. Loses vision as to what's going on here, but unfortunately for Bravado, they are down to a single smoke. Sure, Sonic has his AK, the only full investment this round, in fact. Where's he at? Playing inside of the apartments once more. So he's just ready to pop out from balcony. This is a good distraction that Bravado can create with all the bodies coming out, if Alu doesn't dispatch of them one after another. Even then, Sonic dying means that the heaviest hitter is removed. Bravado left with 2, neither of which in possession of bombs, so let's see if they can hunt the Deeg headshots.
At this point, you kind of cut communication, just see if you're going to allow one person to work one bomb site. Hey, maybe they string together 1 Deeg or 2, and then you've got a round, but for the most part, they're just going to see what happens. Coffins is always nice, a nice angle to try to entry on, but when you've got a teammate there to create a crossfire, it becomes very difficult to find that easy opening, and Alu and Co put together another one. Let's call them just ENCE Alu.
We haven't even had a bomb plant.
Not even a bomb plant. That's a really, that's huge. That's huge. And they've even gotten in the site, like that eco round they got in the site.
Right.
There was one round on A where they got close, you know, they wrapped Arch, and then I think either Ariel or Alexi just went and delivered so hard on like a 2-piece spray down. So they are quite close, but 9-0.
The last time that ENCE picked up a tournament win at Star Series, remember that it was Sergey, the MVP of the entire event, and right now he's putting in an MVP-worthy performance. As many deaths as Bravado has rounds. But they've lost that consistency in Alu. The Opper spam through smoke. Great frag grenade goes deep, so now a majority of Bravado tagged up here. They had found an opening, but at what cost? X7 spams through the wood, does create an opening on the B site, and that's going to send Alexi scrambling back to close it. He needs to plug the hole, but Bravado have already managed to leak through. They're on the bomb site. Bomb is there. 4 versus 3 on top of it.
Pouring into sight. They can finally get that bomb plan, as you mentioned, that they haven't been able to find this half. Taking so much damage along the way, and that nade just to make it so that there's no one with full HP on Bravado. And the retake's on, but there is a chance here where if ENCE takes a little bit too long, maybe they fall back, even not realizing how much damage had been dealt.
Yeah, they have to be swift in their kills as well, and that could be made possible by the fact that they're all on low health. 3 of which because of frag grenades. So ENCE taking that utility and making the most of it. Now here comes the push. It's a 2-2 exchange, and so Sergey has to clutch it all, and the head's just not big enough. It's Bravado on the board.
Yeah, they do take one. Finally, they get into B, and you know what? I like how they did it. Once again, they develop one step further. They go for bracket control, but at the same time, they don't work as 5. They instead use 3 players to throw their nades that way, and then they trust the other 2 teammates to work on Banana at the same time. So it's good. They've got good control of the situation. They're kind of spread out like a spider web, you know, but they're making sure they're still a single unit. And that's a spot of brilliance for them. Initial Molotov from ENCE goes down on this round to the bottom of mid, just to zone them into making a bad decision. And here's that space that ENCE have been giving to Bravado. What are Bravado going to make of this? So they think that it's going to be a top banana trap. This is the gamble read that they have to go for. Lots of good grenade damage dealt right away. But that half-wall refresh smoke might actually count against them. Oh my god.
2 frags, so easy for X7. Punishes the peek over. No one likes a pesky neighbor. And then the kills just continue to trickle in.
Man, they got bomb control too. That was a weird refresh. They smoked the half wall to get ground. Some people wonder, why did Tease throw that smoke? It's just to get to the top of Banana, because that's hard enough these days. But then when they refreshed it, they had an opportunity to just swing on the 2 players who were up there, and someone in the back put that smoke down, so we're not exactly sure why that was. Unless it was a CT smoke, but I don't think that the trajectory made it seem like it was.
So you give up a 9-0 lead, Mohan.
Yeah.
You win 1 round.
1 round.
And then you get hard reset without a single death so far.
Very hard. Super hard reset. Two up last rounds.
Oh, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah. It's one of those multivitamins.
Yeah, big fat one.
Yeah. Do you know if you turn your head to the side, then you can swallow those easier?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm turning my head, but
it's not bro science, I promise.
You're a man of knowledge.
X7's been good on Banana. It's hard to quantify like what the strategy is there. You know, I mean, just X7 hits that spam through smoke. He gets the first kill, was pretty impressive on a jumping player. Here's a bunch of players with Glocks, and hopelessly running up mid.
Yeah, desperation sinking in. Alu's gonna swap to the sidearm, and with all the assistance around him, he tippity taps away. And clearing a path, plowing through
it
to the championship win.
Pretty nutty stuff. Closing rounds of the half.
Normally when Bravado starts taking pauses, It's generally around this time. They've been good at these pauses. They timed them properly.
I think maybe they just had so many ecos.
Yeah.
They just had like a lot of time to talk.
No, fair enough, yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
We shall see.
I'm really interested in this game, man. Like it's been deep. I don't think I'm sugarcoating it at all. You can see how they're thinking about things, and they're trying to just consider a strategy and then apply it. And the execution is kind of there, but ENCE are just that much deeper, and so we're seeing why it's been difficult for them to manage more than one round.
Here we go, though. Timing that opening towards mid. They exchange well enough. Alu's going to go peek through his fire, most likely, trying to gain a bit of information. And they just eject it. They're back into middle. It's not actually a full rotate towards B, which is maybe what Alu thinks it is.
Yeah, this is the hard part about mid, where there's no safe place to wait.
And they do decide to go. They'll be walking right into the lying weight of X7.
How wide is this peak?
At the helm, they could line up. And they almost do, but he only gets himself one.
Oh, it's a trap. They wanted that to happen. Got two on the fast rotate. Spam comes in. Alexi shuts it down one more time.
And insult to injury. Salt in the wound, spit in the face. Frag grenade banks off the wall and blows their hopes to smithereens.
This is a curb stomping if I've ever seen one. Yeah, X7 is given the keys to be able to play it however he wants in that spot. It's like peek when you want to. We have two players ready to refresh your position in B. It's going to look like they got a kill that's going to allow them to go into Banana. But Alu has already reclaimed top mid information. He threw that Molotov, was able to peer behind it. And that's the really difficult part about top mid as a terrorist, is because you can only sit behind the pillars. So if Alu comes out that wide and clears it, you can see anybody hiding behind a pillar. And so it's not very safe.
And when he went for that peek, I brought it up that they had actually fallen back just one step.
Yeah.
Because I thought what they were doing was kind of anticipating his aggression, anticipating an informational play, and then re-aggressing into the A site. But all it did is kind of made them stutter step. And so if they had found that opening kill towards Banana when Alu was looking for info, then that kill is an actual opening at the B site, not a trap into the two-man setup. Two more chances, Launders. When 3-12 is the best case scenario, you know it's dire straits. But they've worked the Deagles well enough this series, and they'll attempt once more at the B site. Sonic tagged up by the frag grenade, and it's just a shooting gallery. A quarter of his health left over as Sonic's the last to fall, 13-1.
Well, we get a smile out of a... The only time that I've seen Sergey smile was during the interview, and that was probably just because he was nervous.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, not nervous to play like a semifinal match on LAN, but to talk to Stunna on the desk.
Yeah, it's that whole socializing thing.
Yeah. But I think it's grounds for it. They're just playing so damn well.
I mean, this is the ENCE that we've come to know. This is the ENCE that can win decent-sized international events. They had that fumble at Epicenter.
They can't give him this peak.
Now they're locking it down. Alu lost in the sauce.
Yeah,
Coming back for second serving.
Even when he walked down mid, he didn't even comment, He just doesn't need to. Like, normally you'd have somebody watch that for you, but here they are just running through it. Detrony is able to stop one, but still can't save his team from the indignation. Only goes 1 for 1 and forfeits all the Banana. Bomb left back on the T-stairs, and Apps control has been taken.
Arch control as well, but here's the problem. That bomb is completely alone with JT down there for it.
Yeah, they can kind of split B, but because mid has been taken, the bomb might get stopped, and now they can't even plant.
Desperation. Here it is. They're going to try to take the site in the meantime, but to what avail? You've got 45 seconds to retrieve the bomb, which is being goose-egged by ENCE right now.
They know he's there, and they just have to go fastest steps to get the bomb. What a tough spot to be in. Fady knows where one opponent is, but the other two could be sitting anywhere.
Bravado is looking to make history here as the NA Open qualified team in a finals, but I think ENCE are also making history with what could be the fastest finals map at a DreamHack Open.
Right.
15 HP. It's a desperate clutch attempt, as much HP as time.
Last round.
Never a good sign.
This is the best, because normally people would save, so now you see what someone would do if they just literally have nothing to lose. Like, yeah, it's just no time to even get back to the bomb. Oh, Sergey smiled. We're going to tally that.
2.
2. All right. 14-1. Yeah, got a smile. Just Gotta put a smile on.
Gotta laugh it off.
Why not, right? I mean, it's still an amazing performance. It sucks to end this way. I know, like, as a player, like, you're gonna leave this and be like, damn it, we just got owned in the finals. Didn't drop a map the whole tournament too, so they weren't even used to losing. And now they get 2-0, sucks, but...
I mean, listen, there's a... that was like the most deadpan.
Okay, that's awesome.
We're having fun. No, but listen, okay, this is a kind of scoreline where I think, like, if we come into this weekend, right, at the beginning of this, there is a demographic of people who could see this scoreline in the opening games of the group stage.
Right.
Right? The fact that Bravado got to attend this LAN is something in and of itself. The fact that they exited groups not just in a decider fashion like Existence Galaxy, but rather a 2-0 is just gold on top of it.
Yeah.
Then finals. And now ENCE. A team that obviously has big wins in their pockets, fell at the final hurdle in their previous DreamHack showing of Montreal, but now are primed to take a victory here in Jönköping. What a way to finish off their year if they can get this map in the clear.
Yeah, starts with a pistol. Let's see what they do. 3 for 3 on pistols so far in this series. Out to Halls, and the player spotting is no longer there. They've now turned their attention to mid. Smoke goes down on Arch, and they can run headfirst into 4 players. Fully confident, but can they hit the shots?
Yeah, I mean, they've got the setup for it. That should facilitate the process. Detrony, he's not done here. He wants a little bit more. 4 kills in the pistol is enough to double their rounds.
They give it a shot. Pretty simple stuff. Running up alt just to deny any vision at mid, and then throwing the Arch smoke, I think, either from pit or just running. And then they wrap onto the site. Pretty simple stuff. Comes out to the USP kills, and Detrony puts him up. That's kind of a clip. Oh, does he get all 4? Okay.
4 on the one side.
Well done.
Falls to the final.
Going to be ENCE to just get the pistols. They're not even going to upgrade their pistols for the most part. How do they bring this back, Connor?
Launders,
yeah.
I don't have many answers.
Okay, is this one of the questions you don't have an answer to as well?
Exactly.
That's okay. I don't have many answers, especially right now.
Not even a single flashbang here for the Glocks. So you'd think Bravado,
they're just playing on hard mode.
Enjoy this round.
Yeah.
Gonna have some fun.
Could be.
Add to the scoreboard. Can still get this one within the realm of respect. I mean, we've questioned ENCE's ability to close out games before. They literally have their hand on the guillotine at the moment. Maybe they don't have the stomach to pull the lever.
Yeah, probably good that they didn't force, just because, right?
Tantalizing task to close out this lead. 12 rounds the difference, and if they can get through this one, Bravado, with not a single death, then that's a good look for them. That's going to bolster some confidence. At least you've got the cash.
At least you've got the cash. Yeah, that is step 1 in CS. Make sure you have enough money to buy. It's about as deep as it goes right now. ENCE, they've got money in their hands now. It's going to be a 5 AK round for them. Pretty good utility across the board, and at the very minimum, I would have loved to just compare and contrast like the banana plays on both sides to see how ENCE try to approach on T side, and how Bravado, with the amount of adaptations that they implored, I want to see if ENCE can do some of the same things, and see if they're just as good on CT side as they are on T side.
They're going to come through at the end of the fire, so taking a bit of damage.
Yeah, it seems like they... Oh, wow. This is already a big difference. Finding the opening kill was a big stat.
Good exchange with the grenade. Don't linger around too long.
Wow, these rotations. They've got 2 players up at Arch. I mean, they've, one player might from B come back to Arch, but you really want to have that pit locked down. Maybe a player on site, maybe 2 on site. Not my favorite setup, but still better than having 2 Arch. So now the rotations are back over. But they're thinned out. They're not exactly confident about how they want to hold on to this. Now they're spotting. They've got kind of a relay set up. They'll have 1 player spam from CT spawn. But ENCE wants the smoke. They want all the smoke at A.
Detrony's team flash. Oh, it's not going to make his job any easier, but as he falls back, it's right into Elusive. So the good left-right combo. That man up and over, and then Fady finds timing on a flying X7. So mid-control cleared. It's apartments and banana that ENCE do reside within.
The longer they might potentially delay the inevitable. No smoke. Or yeah, Alu has the only smoke, so he's just got to straight up take this duel. Can't do that.
But A's open.
Oh my god. This would be a good way to end things, huh?
Wouldn't this be incredible?
Oh my god. What's the play here? He's got it open for Pit, but he probably won't feel safe moving around. The thing is, he needs to... Okay. Wow, they were really confused. Elusive went all the way down mid. You know, if he even gets just... Oh, he's made his way into halls, man. He actually took the risk of going into halls. If he gets one kill, he can fall back, be such a problem. They don't have any utility. I see it's possible.
No.
It's possible. Oh my god, they're not going to expect this flank.
No. The bomb's already...
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay.
I'm lying.
Okay. I was going to say, bomb's not planted for him, so he's going to have to fly around that corner at some point. You'd think they could just pile bodies up high enough to make a meat shield.
Dude, there was a chance.
I could feel it.
Yeah.
I felt the rustling. Who's this?
I don't know what this is.
Oh, the frag. Right, that was when they were trying to chase
Oh, there was a
Detrony.
nade kill. Wow,
Oh.
that was a flashbang kill.
I didn't even get to scream
You
about
didn't even
it.
get to be excited about it. Yeah, this is the
I
second
love
time that
those.
we've seen that while casting. It's like capturing a ho-oh.
Oh no. Here's the big push. They've got Sonic to support JT from the corner. He trades it out with 2 kills apiece, and this was a fast push for ENCE. Considering the utility they had in here, they just wanted to stampede inwards and use that in a post plant, but bomb never goes down. Bomb never even gets to the site. Instead, Alexi will take the AK and try his best Alu impression.
Again, the strat here is just to hold out, wait till 2 players go back to A. You can kind of wait a long time for this, and then just try to hit 2 miraculous shots into B. He's got a smoke and a flash. Wants to delay the nade usage as long as possible. But that's a great off angle from Detrony, kind of all you have to do. And again, you know, what an off angle is an angle that would not normally be pre-aimed. Anywhere that you're standing in between 2 different angles, so that when someone comes to clear, they just swipe right by you. And they clear the angle right before you, and then they go and clear the angle right after you. Try to find as many off angles as you can to play the game. It's the best way to not take damage and stand still. So most of the time, you get tucked into a corner, someone can come out, pre-fire you, and then you'll die even though you thought you had the advantage. Off angles is the best way to be annoying. Alu finds Sonic. I was just too familiar with that smoke. Oh, and there's B. Yeah, this is something that's something that Bravado couldn't do once last half.
I feel like they've been sniffing out this B site as well. Think about the way they played it with those Tech 9s in the previous round. Poor Fady with everything to do is traded by Alu immediately. A minimal defense on this portion of the map leaves the rotators to come on over.
Yeah, they're still worried about anybody who might be up at quad. That molly spreads just fine. That's a perfectly spread molly.
Oh, but he still manages to find a bit of a push right through it and doubles back. 2v3. Bomb's pinned into the site. That's an easy spam if he can land it, and sure enough, he does. There's no plant with it, but a great trade from Sergey leaves it all on Elusive. They know exactly where he's at. And sure enough, he needs that fresh mag. 30 bullets, and it just takes 1.
Yeah, it looked marginally close. It was actually Detrony pushed through CT. And then he got the kill and then just got killed right away. So he went for the Hail Mary, tried to end the round early. But this was basically Alu and his teammate who actually got the second entry, but then to cover here as well was big. So we're on to match map championship points for ENCE.
ENCE's second DreamHack Open appearance in the finals.
Yeah.
And what could be their first win?
First win, here it is.
Again, you know, this was something that Jacob on the desk consistently brought up, was like the step-by-step improvements and the progress from ENCE. A second international win from them. Epicenter made a question mark after their victory in Ukraine. And that question mark maybe turned to an exclamation point, because this one is sent with a message. A potential 16-5 victory. Bravado holding on for dear life. But it's not a fast one from ENCE. They're letting Bravado stew in the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if it's going to be some kind of B fake in a hall spot, or if they're just going to go back into mid control. It looks like they're postured up to do something kind of creative, but the smoke will push things back 15 seconds. Alu's actually working his way back. Majority of players at B, but the bomb is not here. Overselling it could be a problem too if they lose too many players. Sonic here could get flashed off in an instant. And I don't know why JT's just potentially just playing anti-flash. Doesn't have a teammate to come in and flash him through from CT, and Sonic is for sure going to stay on the AWP. But they've now receded into the positions that they wanted to go into. Time is down to 25 seconds. Bomb has still been waiting here patiently in the halls. Uh-oh. Footsteps being made, and that's it. They capitalize, jump onto the site, pouncing.
And then lunging right into the depths of it. They've got that close player towards Arch and Alexi, so he's ready to just screw over the entirety of the rotation. Not to mention a smoke slows it all down. Spam announcing the presence. And it's a 4 versus 2 for ENCE to close on. Like we said, round, map, and championship point. A miraculous run from Bravado that's not just quite over, but you know it's sinking in. Bomb 3/4 of the way gone. Alu confirming the push upwards. He knows that Sonic's here. It's the last man down, and ENCE will take it. Your DreamHack Winter Champions. And what a message here in the second map of the series, Launders. They shut it all down 2-0.
Yeah, and as good as Bravado were, it was absolutely clinical. This is the kind of map you need to end on. They've got to play extremely well versus a team of Bravado's caliber, and maybe the next time they make an appearance in the final, they can have more of an expectation to do extremely well. They could be more prepared, more than surprised potentially. And yeah, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, this is a team that definitely emerges about halfway through the year. We start seeing them in these international endeavors. Montreal, their first DreamHack Open showing as an invitee, and they performed well enough. Again, that final showing. This victory, however, at the very last Open of the year, I think this cements them in our mind. A justified invitation for 2019. It's just around the corner for this team. Say it with me, folks. It's easy for ENCE!
Northern lights flash in the sky, a blizzard blows, pelting on its way, those too weak to withstand the fury of winter at its fullest. From the permafrost strikes the massive hand, the mythical giant, once deemed dead off the coast of Italy, now rises to life, regenerated from lapis soil. The time is due, and around the world the word spreads. And in Sweden, the best cower in fear and lock themselves in the nearest IKEA retail store. The Brazilians run to safety, and the Danes play dead in Legoland. The Slavs sprint crying to their babushkas in warm embrace. And as we carry on, they say a man may leave Finland, but Finland never leaves the man. And today we have finished the DreamHack Open with the Finns taking and hoisting the trophy above the crowd here. The champions of the last stop of the DreamHack Open are ENCE Esport, the professional multi-gaming esports organization from Finland.
How on earth are we supposed to follow that one up, Tracy?
Sorry, it's... wow. What do you guys have to say about that? Because ultimately, they made it look easy. I'll just say it one more time.
It was easy, hashtag for ENCE. That's
It was easy. I mean, there's no doubt that they were the better team in this game. They pretty much dominated in every different aspect of the game, individually, team playing wise. You saw the last round. I think that was a perfect example of what ENCE were doing so good. You know, they played down the clock, they played composed, they played calm, they played collective. They said the word a lot of times, and they were able to mess with the rotations of the Bravado guys and just playing into their mind, playing their own game and making sure they always were on the back heels. And that's the feeling I'm sitting back with here. Bravado, a team that did well so far, that did well coming into the final, but when it really mattered and when they went up against a team of the caliber of ENCE, they fell short, they weren't good enough, and they were just constantly on the back heels.
Yeah, true. And also, like, if you look at Inferno, I think it kind of tells the story of how Bravado struggled. They didn't really seem to have a game plan on their, you know, on the T side once ENCE started really going. ENCE were looking to take the fights. They were feeling very confident. We saw Alexi be really going off. He was shutting down Banana and taking fights every single time, winning those duels alongside his teammate on the side. Sergey was again playing at his best. That's the problem with Bravado. They didn't seem to really have a plan B or a plan C, something to counter what ENCE were throwing at them on the CD side. And I think that's growing pains, right? You reach the grand finals. That's a great showing on its own. They had some very legitimate wins, but in the end, ENCE were they were the better team in every department you can look at.
They simply outclassed them. I mean, this was not even really a challenge for them. If you look at how they were playing as a team, how they were playing as individuals, we talked about it before this game, we talked about it before this map even. The individual decision-making on this team is primed.
Definitely, and that's again what happened. Just take a look at the stats here as well. You can just see that they're just so far ahead of the Bravado guys. Obviously, it comes into mind that they weren't close games by any means. Both of them were in favor of ENCE by a big margin, so the stats will reflect of that. But the fact that ENCE were able to pull back from that G2 loss in the beginning is also very impressive. When you think about it, they had a best of 3 against Optic, they won that. They had a best of 3 against G2 again, they won that. Then they moved into a best of 3 against Heroic, who were the best playing team so far to that point. They won that, and now they won a best of 3 quite convincingly against Bravado in the final. That's 4 best of 3s in a row and against the best teams at the tournament. So they cemented themselves as by far the best playing team here at DreamHack DreamHack Winter. It is, sorry.
You were close. We were real close right there. But in fact, we're even closer to the man that has picked up the green rifle, and he has done it not for money or fame. He has done it to silence all of the haters. It's Alu, my friend. Congratulations, you have won it here in Jönköping, and I can tell by the smile, not on your face, just how excited you are.
There they were.
Thank you.
There we go. So, look, right away, man, I want to ask you, I know this means a lot for you guys to end out the year on a high note. Talk to me about what you're thinking, what you're feeling.
I mean, our goal was to win here, so we are extremely happy, but the real goal is to try to win or to try to qualify for the minor. So, and that is in 1 week, so this is a good confidence boost for sure.
All right, keeping aside the minor, obviously that would be the first thing in your mind, considering it's just a month away. Apart from that, what are your long-term goals so far? For example, this year has been about winning these events, right? Winning some of the Tier 2 events, winning Star Ladder, then winning DreamHack Open. What are you guys looking for, and where are you going to be satisfied? Let's say a top 10, maybe a top 8, maybe at the major, or maybe some of the bigger events next year. What are you guys really realistically looking for?
Well, we will not be satisfied until we are ranked 1. So,
okay.
But our goals are for now. The first step is to establish ourselves as a top 10 team in the world. So I think we are pretty close, but we still for sure have a way to go in certain situations and to be better in certain aspects of the game. But we are going there.
All right. So Alu, I've got to ask you this, and I want to kind of tell you right away, the MVP for this tournament by Astro Gaming is Sergey, and I have to get some words for you about this young player. He is a monster.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, at least looking at the numbers, he has definitely done his part. Talk to me about, I guess, kind of shaping and guiding these younger players you have underneath you.
It's been a ride, I would say. We have a lot of stress sometimes when we speak and when it's tense moments. And other than that, it's been quite easy. People learn really fast. They understand what to do and how we're supposed to play. And Sergey, of course, is a big part of that, and he's doing his job perfectly.
Do you find yourself being in sort of a father figure role over there in that team?
Yeah, I would say so.
It's kind of herding cats, if you will. Alu, I'm going to have to ask you to speak and address the Finns back home. They're all crowded up at O'Leary's and they want to hear from you.
I will do it in Finnish, okay?
Do it.
Joo, kiitos kaikille, jotka katsoi, ja äitille terkkui.
And what he said is that he's very thankful and he's great to winning another tournament.
All right, then. Nice, nice. I didn't know Jacobs.
Was it close?
Pretty close.
All right, well, look, man, we'll let you get to the team. I know that there's a lot of booze to be had for you guys tonight. Congratulations again.
All right, thank you.
Well,
I know my Finnish.
Another man with few words, but the message was very clear. They have their sights set on the minors, then forth on to the majors, and rightfully so. This way, I guess we could just say that the way that they're playing right now is very proper and very primed.
It is, and I want to see ENCE take the next step, because now we sort of cemented the fact that they can go into events like Star Series, they can go into a DreamHack Open, and they can win the events and be, a dominant factor and a prominent factor in events like this. What I want to see them is establish dominance online as well, because we do know that if you want to be one of the top teams these days and you have to break into the very big tournaments, you have to be good in online qualifiers, and they have been a little bit lackluster there. They do play better online, they do play better when they're together and they're more, calm, collected, and they can sit and look at each other with the smiley faces or whatever it is sometimes.
Or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof, and just play the game. So I want to see them take the next step into the Tier 1 events, qualify for them online, and show us what ENCE is made of.
Well, let's take the next steps in the broadcast and start to look at our top 5 plays brought to you by Astro. My goodness, they have been racking up all weekend long, and today will be no different. Number 5 is going to be Baton here on Nuke.
Yeah, and what a clutch player he is. He did 1 or 2 clutches this event, and it was in the same match. You see this one here on Nuke. That's a 1 versus for Complexity, or against Complexity, and he was quite impressive. He didn't have the best stat, but he sort of reminded me of a young Sipnix when he sort of emerged to the scene, so maybe there's a future for him.
On Inferno, it's going to be knocking down the doors.
Yeah, even though Sergey is the MVP and deservedly so, Nock has been a player for me. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't know about his player before I came into this tournament, right? And he's been definitely the player to watch, star player of the team. I'm looking forward to see more from him.
Well, Bravado versus Optic, and one man that's probably going to be slipping a little under the radar is Fady.
Yeah, but he's been having a good tournament, and especially his entry fracking ability. This one is a deagle round, and that shows the versatility he has. He can play with a deagle, he can play with the entry frag role, and he can do a lot of stuff.
Number 2 will be Baton here versus Complexity.
Again, right, this guy, like you mentioned, I completely agree with Pimp that this guy is kind of like a mini Zipix, like he's kind of new to the scene and whatnot, but he did impress me with his composure, especially rounds like this, where he really stepped up.
And number 1 play of the tournament by Astro is going to be Ye on Inferno.
And it's only fair that he gets something home with him. Complexity is having a rough time. Ye has had a rough time as a player as well ever since they major, but this play shows what he's capable of. Can he replicate that a little bit more often? He will go back to the shape he was at the major, and then maybe Complexity can be a team you can reckon with again.
Yeah, and only time will tell. And I guess for some of these teams that came here and didn't necessarily succeed, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board if they want to try to end out this year on any more of a higher note than they did here. And some of the bigger names you wouldn't have suspected have fallen to the wayside. Guys, I'm going to give the floor to you for just a second. Closing thoughts, closing remarks. We'll start with you, Jacob.
Yeah, I think Bravado has been the huge surprise for me. Obviously, Existence Galaxy as well. The Swedes coming in hot to this tournament and making some great results. But overall, I think Bravado has been the big surprise. That said, Heroic did show a decent amount of play as well. And then I want to congratulate ENCE for being so good. I think they are by far the best team in this tournament. And I think they're too good at attending these events right now. I want to see them go to a Cologne-like-ish event again and do well. And I want to see how well they can fare in 2019. Let's not forget that Sergey is 16 years old. He was just crowned the MVP as well. He has a bright future, and so has ENCE.
Yeah, just to add on to that would be the fact that I really especially love the DreamHack Open Circuit, primarily because you do get to see teams like this, like Existence Galaxy, like Bravado, get a chance, which, let's be honest, they won't really get the chance in some of the bigger tournaments, right? And at the same time, they invite teams who are not exactly purely Tier 1, but kind of like between the Tier 1, Tier 2 stage, like we had G2, well, they've been struggling right now, but yeah, G2, ENCE, for example, LDLC and all these guys. So it's a great opportunity for teams like this to make a name for themselves, and that's why I love this particular, the circuit they have throughout the year. Bravado, like you mentioned, great showing from them. They should hold a heads-up eye, and hopefully they try to replicate his performance going forth. I think Existence Galaxy has been great as well. Nock especially defined for me. Barton, as we spoke about earlier as well. So it's been a tournament of surprises, but in the end, ENCE were a little too strong for everyone. Congratulations to them.
What has been your highlight of the tournament?
Well, here's the highlight for me, and it's actually more in the form of surprise. If you guys don't bring down my desk, I swear to Gaben, I'll not tell you guys about DreamHack Day on December 9th. Make sure you mark your calendars and check your social media on December the 9th. That's the 9th of December. I can't say it any other way. I really just don't know how. Anyway, go ahead and follow along all the DreamHack social media to get all of the activities that are coming up and everything DreamHack encompassing. But that does it for us. And before we go, I want to thank all the people that made this possible, to include Astro Corsair, Monster Energy, and Hacks GG, as well as all of the production, the producers, the photographers, the casters, the commentators. That's the same thing. But
what about us?
You guys are cool, but if you just give me, I'm trying to do this thing here.
Cool.
Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and thank everyone that came out here for each DreamHack Open stop this season and the DreamHack Masters, as well as all the DreamHack events that come up this next upcoming year. Make sure you grab your tickets and meet us there, because there's sure to be a banger, and I hope to see you there. Thank you for joining us. So long, good night.